Good morning. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Welcome. Well, every so often, if you follow the videos, as you'll know, I get something sent to me which is, I think, worth telling and sharing. And a very good friend of mine who has become, from being a subscriber to a mentor, someone I listen to very carefully because he imparts great wisdom and I always learn something. He sent me this, we were talking a little while ago, and he told me about something that he called the virtuous cycle, a virtuous cycle. And it's something that I've seen happening in the past. In fact, I've seen happening in our channel. Okay, so I've seen it happening, and so it was a special interest to me when he chopped off there. He described it so very accurately, and he called it a virtuous cycle. So I'm going to read to you what he said. He's an anonymous thinking person. Doesn't want to be identified, so I respect that. Well, here is the letter, apart from the little personal things. A virtuous cycle is formed when the normal mutually beneficial transactions between two or more persons has the added effect of driving improvements in what's being exchanged. It's a level beyond the normal exchange between, beyond the normal exchange between a supplier and a consumer, where both are happy to have a good deal, and as expected, 1 + 1 = 2. So in other words, when people are doing anything in which one gives and one receives, there is an exchange, as with most things. So in that normal exchange, 1 + 1 = 2. Now, in a virtual cycle, each exchange causes an improvement in what is being exchanged, raising its value. So in other words, there is an exchange which actually produces something which is above just one giving to the other and the other receiving. There's something added. For example, modern tool makers make better tools because they can buy better metals and alloys. The metal suppliers have been able to make better metals and alloys because they were able to buy better tools. Improvements in tools drives improvements in metals, which cycles back to drive improvements in tools, and so on. So, and then he talks about our scenario, in other words, our channel. So, how does this virtual cycle affect our channel? Right, now, in your scenario, he says, improvements in your support drive improvements in what you do with your channel, which drives improvements in the quantity and quality of your support. Now, it's not hard to see that this has been happening with our channel, because when we first showed someone who had sent some money, this was Kurt in Australia. He doesn't mind being identified for his good deed, but he sent $50 and he asked, could we take the 3 little girls and buy them dresses. Now, we made that into we took that $50 and we made it into a first experience, and that became a cycle of first experiences. In other words, the children that we bought the dresses for had never had that kind of experience. They'd never been taken away from their home and taken into a big store, which would overwhelm a lot of children if they were on their own devices. But we took them in. It wasn't, in the end, it wasn't it wasn't 3 little girls, it turned out to be 7 little girls, because there were others that we couldn't refuse. So 7 little girls got dresses. Now, what was the exchange between us being able to do that and Kurt in Australia? Kurt in Australia bought the pleasure of seeing his gift presented, and he saw that on video, and that was his exchange. Now, what was the exchange that brings this into the virtuous cycle? Well, what was interesting is that what we did, we showed that in a video, and that encouraged somebody else to say, I'd like to do that. And somebody else said, maybe you could do something like that, and I'll send you some money and you tell me what you can do with how many children. Well, we received an amount which we then calculated. Well, if we allot each child a certain amount of money to spend, I think it was something like they got 400 pesos each, and they were told 400 pesos. And we went to the store, and we took the children to the store, and we videoed that, and the person got the exchange. And lo and behold, that encouraged somebody else and said, I would like to do this on my birthday. And so on the birthday of that person, we went to McDonald's. So you can see the virtuous cycle coming on here. One exchange was between Kurt and the little girls, just buying a handful of little girls a dress. Now we were able to do that, and because our exchange is broadcast, we make a video and we put it onto YouTube. Now that's the point at which our friend, my mentor, says your channel was able to give more the next time, because the next time that we did it, it was over 20 children, and we practically stormed the store. And then from there it was another, and then we were able to take them out for a meal, and then later we were able to take some children out on their first time ever going to a swimming pool. So from that one simple start of buying dresses for just a handful of children, we eventually were able to start taking children on a first ever experience. So everything begins to improve and everybody wins on that. And certainly I felt a winner when I watched these wonderful kids having such a great time. It was wonderful for me. So he says, so in your support drive, improvements in what you do with your channel, which drives improvements in the quantity and quality of your support. More and more people said, I could do something like this. And then we got a ton of boxes, and then somebody else said, well, maybe I could send a box. And so it goes on and on and on, and it grows and grows and grows in a wonderful kind of benevolent monster, if you wish. So not only everyone in the virtuous cycle is happy with the exchanges, but the support improves and the channel improves. In a virtuous cycle, listen to this, 1 + 1 = 3. So that's the thing, and I thought this was an incredible thing, and I'm hoping that our friend will allow me to do this reading so that you can benefit from what we're talking about. So this is a foreigner in the Philippines. Thanks for looking in and for being part of our virtuous cycle. Bye for now.